Hello everyone, welcome to my Christmas tree. I hope you like it. For those of you who do not know me, I am Miss Christmas. It's a season that I have enjoyed so much from when I was a kid, and it's a season that I continue to enjoy. And one of the things I do love about the season is decorating a Christmas tree. I've been doing it from when I was a kid, so I've perfected it, I think, to some degree. This year I did a little something different, and I kind of wanted to, I know a lot of people say, how do you get the tree looking the way it looks? And I mean, for many years I've always taken it for granted that, hey, I just decorate the tree and that's it. But so many of my friends and family members always call me over to decorate their trees, to decorate their homes. And I just decided what I would do this year. I'm going to give you a little quick how-to decorate your Christmas tree this year so that you can get yourself a fabulous looking tree. Now, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I am loving my tree this year. I mean, I love it every year, right? And I'm going to, first of all, tell you, I'm going to go through the steps of decorating it. I thought about this afterwards because I really should have probably filmed while I was doing it, and that way you would have had a 1, 2, 3 step process, but just thought about doing this video now, so unfortunately I can't show you, but I'm going to tell you a few things to do to get your tree looking beautiful this Christmas season. Now, the first thing you want to do before I put any ornaments on the tree is I put on my lights. Now, when you're putting on your lights, people, right, you want to make sure that you have your lights in a way where they are evenly spread throughout the tree. I know sometimes what we do is we kind of just put the lights on and we just string it around, we don't really check. When you're putting on the lights, you want to push the lights in. You want to look and see that you can see lights on the left, lights on the right, lights above as you go. And you go around the tree and you take your time, because this is important. This is an important part of the decorating process, because when you're done, you want the tree to look evenly lit, okay? So you go around, take your time, push the lights. Sometimes you want to push the lights more in the interior of the tree, because you want the tree again to look full and to look like it has lights everywhere. So you can push some lights on the inside, like you see that light is on the inside, that light is on the inside. And then when you come around, if you want to, you can put a bit more lights on the end tips as well. For me, I concentrate on putting the lights more inside the tree, and I find that that actually makes the tree appear to be more evenly lit. Okay, so that's the first step with your tree. I actually have what we call a flocked tree this year, and it just means that I bought it with all of the fake snow already attached to the branches, so that the tree has it has a look like it's been outside, it's been in the snow. I just decided to do something a little different this year. Normally I have a regular a real Christmas tree, but been having a little issue with my allergies, so I'm now having to get an artificial tree again. And so I decided to go with the flock tree, just for a little different, a little different theme. So that's why you would notice all of my branches, they have this white kind of coating on them. So okay, we've done the lights, so you're now on to step 2. You want to put on your largest ornaments. So whenever you're putting ornaments on your tree, you want to start with large to small, okay? And typically, what I tell my friends, whenever you're buying ornaments for your trees, you want to buy in multiples of 6, especially if you want that uniformity, because if you just get one thing that looks like this or one thing that looks like that, when you start to put it on a tree, the tree can start to look a bit chaotic. So it's always best to get a minimum of 6 of the same ornaments. For example, okay, I don't know if you can see this, but I have these white leaves with gold tips, I think I actually have 12 of them. So that's kind of how I do it. And I do 6 because minimum 6. If you can, 12 is great. Okay, the size of your tree is always going to make a big difference. So I think I have about 12 of these. And what I do, like I told you, I start with the biggest ornaments first. So of course for me, it would have been the bulbs, right? All these bulbs here. So notice, same advice I'm giving you, I use for myself. Look at the red bulbs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eh? Couldn't find a 6th one. But I wanted to get 6, but it was unable to. So I bought 6 red bulbs. And then it was the same thing with the white. 1, 2, 3. And there's a 4th and a 5th one, right? A tip too, if your tree is going to be against the wall, and you know times are lean, financially lean this season, what you can do is just leave the back empty. I mean, I know a lot of people do it already, but you know, if you have to, that's an option. Okay, I'm checking to make sure I'm still filming. Okay, I'm still filming. So, put your large bulbs on first, and that's what I did, right? Make sure that when you buy your ornaments that you buy them in multiples of 6 or more. And when you're putting your ornaments on the tree, you want to treat your Christmas tree like a triangle, okay? Technically, that's kind of what it is, right? And what you want to do is envision a triangle in your mind. And remember that you want to put the 6 bulbs evenly at the different ends of that triangle. So, example, this is the top of the triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I could have put a 6th one there, but I didn't have a 6th red one. Then when you go with the white bulbs, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have one that fell. 5, right? So what I'm doing is I'm spacing the bulbs out, and again I'm going with the bigger decorations on the tree first. Okay? So after you're done with that, you work your way bit by bit down to the smallest ornaments. And it's the same concept when placing the smaller ornaments on. Like I have some snowflakes here, right? Okay, 1, 2, 3. So it's almost like a zigzag pattern, like psh, 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 psh. Depending on, you know, how many ornaments you have that are the same. You may have to do a little improvising if you don't have the 6 or the 12. But that's basically what you want to do. Treat it like a triangle. And then you would do the same thing on the back side if you had sufficient. But if you don't, feel free to leave the back side kind of clear. Okay? And then what I do, whenever I have any type of branches, like these gold beaded branches that I got, right? They would go on after all of the smaller ornaments. And then I also wanted you to see, I only had 3 of these joy ornaments that I so loved. So with only having 3, then I did 1, 2, 3. I had a 4th one, and then I got a 4th one up there, but that's because that's all I could afford to get at the time. But it's the same concept, 1, 2, and that way what you're actually doing is you're creating a kind of symmetry. So you're going to find that no area of the tree looks like, okay, wow, we have 2 big red bulbs up here, or we have 3 snowflakes in one area. No, you're creating a symmetry once you stick with that pattern. And then, like I said, if you have any of the little squiggly things, you want to put them on last. It's kind of like the same concept again. I had 4 of them, I think. So I did a 1, 2, 3, 4, because I only had 4 of them. Typically, I would prefer 6, but I only had 4. And I did the same thing with, you know, my little birds here. I had 6 of them, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the same kind of zigzag pattern. Did the same thing with the bulbs and everything, and you'd find that the tree is going to look very, very symmetrical, right? And then finally, I didn't do it with this tree. I normally do it, but if you have any ribbons, this is the final stage of decorating the tree. Put the ribbons on the tree. and you can decide how you want to put them. The only tip I would give you is when you're putting them on, you want to make sure that you're not covering the lights on the tree, and you want to make sure that you're not covering all the beautiful ornaments you just put on the tree. So if I were to put some ribbons on the tree, let's say I did that design, you know, the little loop, 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 I'm going to make sure that I loop them in places where there's no ornament and there's no light, so that as it comes down, you can appreciate the ribbon, but at the same time, I'm not actually covering any of the other ornaments that I would have previously placed on the tree. So if you're going to wrap the ribbon around, same concept, take your time, wrap it around, and as you wrap it around, make sure you're not covering any ornaments, make sure you're not covering any too much of the lights that are already on the tree. And after you've done that, people, you're good to go. Sounds simple, works like a charm every time. I've been doing it for 20 years. Like I said, my friends, my family, they have me decorating their trees all the time. I love it. And then finally, you put whatever you want at the top. Typically, I always have a star and an angel because it reminds me of the reason for the season, which is, you know, Jesus Christ and his birth. And I don't ever want to forget that. And then finally, you can get yourself a lovely tree skirt. You can have your tree bare at the bare at the bottom. That's like an unfinished painting, okay? So a tree skirt is adamant. If you do not have money for a tree skirt, which I did not, you can do a little improvisation. I found some tablecloths that were pretty cheap and they had the little snowflake design, and I kind of just bunched that up and put that around the base of the tree to cover the green stem and just to give the tree a little bit of fluff at the bottom. But you know, they have a lot of tree skirts as well that you can just buy pre-made that are absolutely beautiful. So I hope that this video has been really helpful. Like I said, it works like a charm, and Merry Christmas to you all. And please, if you do follow this and you decorate your trees, send me those videos. Please like this page if this has been helpful. Subscribe and share with your friends and your family members. Merry Christmas, everybody, and have a Happy New Year.